Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
That time has come, and so we're going to begin this historic event where we're going to unveil the historical marker that commemorates this important event. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this ceremony where we will make history in another way, a way that was unexpected to many. Joining us for this occasion are Miss Laura Jackson, who chairs the parade committee, a position she has held for many years. Ms. Jackson. We also have with us Mr. James Theris, producer of the 30th of May film. Where are you, Mr. Theris? Okay, come and stand up, raise your hands so everybody can see you. It was Mr. Theris who first suggested we have a marker here. So the idea for today's marker actually originated with him. He and I were talking about it a couple of years ago when he said, I think it's about time that we have a marker to commemorate this event. And he was correct. Our speakers today will include Vidalia Alderman, Mr. Robert Gardner. Alderman Gardner is also working to secure a marker for Vidalia, and we applaud him for that. We also have with us Miss Annette Sharp. She is the General Manager of the Holiday Inn Express. Come around so that we can see. I want you to know that we are on her property. She authorized the installation of this marker at this site. Thank you, Ms. Sharp. And we also have with us Mayor Dan Gibson, who made it possible for us to acquire this marker, and he is our supporter of all of these historical, cultural, heritage events. We wouldn't be here without him. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Following the unveiling, everyone is invited to proceed to the Natchez National Cemetery for the 11 a.m. ceremony. And I believe we also have with us someone I want to mention, and that is our speaker. Here he is. Will you come up, please? This is our speaker for the 11 o'clock service. I'm going to ask you to tell this audience who you are. Put him on the spot.
Well, I've already forgotten. No, my name is Glenn Powers. I'm with the National Cemetery Administration. And what an honor it is to be here today for this event. James Theris is actually one of our folks with the National Cemetery Administration, and he's done an outstanding job working with this team. But this is something that predates all of us. Yes. that are here today. And what a fantastic tradition for Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. All across the nation today, we will be commemorating the service that and the folks who laid down their lives at our national cemeteries, at state cemeteries, at private cemeteries, wherever Americans gather. And I will tell you though, this ceremony here and the one at our Natchez, at your Natchez National Cemetery, our Natchez National Cemetery is so important just because of this long-standing tradition, which, when you just think about it, is so unique and so amazing, and congratulations on the marker.
Thank you, Mr. Powers. Mr. Powers he's a retired lieutenant colonel, and I love telling people he's also an airborne ranger.
Oh, wow.
And you know what that means. He doesn't like me saying that, but I love his credentials. At this time, we're going to hear from Alderman Gardner, who will be followed by Ms. Sharp, and then Mayor Gibson. Thank you.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out a vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosened faithful lightning of his terror swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory,
glory,
hallelujah.
hallelujah.
Glory,
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 hallelujah.
hallelujah.
His
His
truth
truth
is
is
marching
marching
on.
on.
My name is Robert L. Gardner Jr. I am the alderman for the town of Vidalia, District Number 2, and I am pleased to be here on today to give a little writing that I have prepared for you on today. First, before I get into that, I must say that my great grandmother, Charlotte Wallace Saul, also marched as a Lady Relief Corps auxiliary member. She lived to be about 90-something years old. She came out for Scotland Plantation. Then my grandmother, Shirley Truss Bowman, became a member of the American Legion. So this runs really deep in my family, from my grandfather going into the service and all three of my uncles being servicemen. So that's why this is very special to me. 30th of May, Memorial Day Parade. The celebration was originally held under the leadership of the Parson Brown Low Grand Army of Republic, number 23, WRC since May 30th of 1866. Sidney Shorter, Post 590, was eventually allowed to join in the later years to assure that the parade tradition stayed alive and was being upheld. The origin of the parade was to honor our colored servicemen, both alive and dead. The parade carries with it a heavy burden and always. Original parade participants would cross the Mississippi River via ferry to Silver Street in Natchez, Mississippi. Once there, a break was given after allotted and rest allowed other parade revelers to cross the ferries as well. Originally, parade participants would cross the Mississippi River via a ferry to Silver Street to Natchez, Mississippi. Once there, a break was given and after allotted a rest and allow other parade revelers to cross the ferry. So I want to end on this note. I want to thank each and every one of you all for coming out here and being a part of this long legacy of a tradition that we have had over 160 years. So once again, I thank you and I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all at the National Cemetery.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Annette Sharp and I'm the general manager of the Holiday Inn Express here in Natchez. And when Dr. Roscoe first contacted me about placing this marker here, I was so excited. He didn't have to ask me twice. It's an honor to be included in this momentous occasion. We gather today to dedicate this historical marker and to honor the men and women whose service and sacrifice helped shape our nation's history. Memorial Day is more than just the beginning of summer. It is a day of remembrance, reflection, and gratitude. This marker stands not only as a record of the past, but as a promise to the future that the stories of courage, duty, and sacrifice will not be forgotten. And I just want to say again how honored the Holiday Inn Express, Desai Hotel Group was to be part of this momentous occasion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Annette, we really appreciate you and the Desai Hotel Group for making this possible. I also want to say on behalf of the city of Natchez, it is a real honor to be with all of you on this special occasion. I want to give tribute to Alderman Gardner, who just spoke. If it were not for him, I don't know that I would have participated in that very first parade for Marla and me, my first lady, both to participate. That was during COVID in the year 2020. And it has become one of our favorite traditions. And Ms. Jackson, your many years of leadership here in Natchez, putting together this parade year after year, it means so much to our community, and you mean so much to our community. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. Barnes, I appreciate your kind words, but we would not be here today if it were not for you. I consider you an answered prayer. When I became mayor in July of 2020, I stood on the bluff and said it was time for us to tell our whole story, all of our story. The Lord answered our prayers just a year later when He brought us you. And you have now authored over 400 articles about Natchez. And so much of your research has led us to discover stories that we really didn't even know about our heritage, our history, and so much not just of overall history, but our African American history. And so we thank you for that. And we thank you for your service to our country. You know, in the course of all these years of American independence, this year marking the 250th, over 1 million Americans have given their lives in defense of liberty. Today, we remember them. And Memorial Day is a special occasion here in Natchez, here in Vidalia, the Miss Lou, and in communities all across our land. In fact, I remember my own father, who served in World War II and lived to be 90 years old and to tell great stories of what it meant to be an American. For truly, freedom is not free. As I look around, I see veterans today. Mr. Jones, Vietnam veteran, others, would you please raise your hands and let us give thanks to our veterans today. Because of you, we are free. I want to say this, America, the home of the free, the land of the brave. You know, we have not always been the land of the free. If you look back on our history, at the time of the Civil War, over 4 million of our Americans here on this continent were enslaved. And in fact, if you look at the totals of all of our wars, the Civil War had the highest death count. Of that over 1 million who lost their lives and gave the ultimate sacrifice, do you realize that the majority of those were lost during the Civil War? Over 600,000 on both sides. And here in Natchez, we sent thousands in the form of U.S. colored troops to serve our country. In just a little while, we'll be at the National Cemetery. And there, I'm always reminded of Wilson Brown, who was a slave here in Natchez, who swam to freedom across this mighty river. Can you imagine? And joined the U.S. Navy. He was in service as a member of the U.S. colored troops at the Battle of Mobile, where he almost lost his life. In fact, the loss of life was so severe when an explosion sent them all down stairs, and he had to literally crawl through dead soldiers to re-establish his position on the battleship and continue in service to his country. That heroism earned him the Medal of Honor. And that heroism is what we celebrate today. As we make note of this historic occasion, in a minute we are going to unveil this monument. And it is a testament to 160 years of faithfulness. And it all began in 1866 when family members of U.S. colored troops here in the Miss Lou, both living and deceased, some had lost their lives in defense of freedom. It all happened when they began their first march. Across the river they ferried, and they continued to where we will soon be today. And in the 160 years since, they've never stopped. You've never stopped. Rain or shine, you've been here, faithful, and it has grown not only in number, but also in diversity. Because today we honor all who have served our country, and we honor all who have given their lives. And so it is fitting that today we reveal this great marker that now for many years to come will tell the story of the Memorial Day Parade, and it will tell the story of our faithfulness as a community, black, white, yellow, red, and brown. It doesn't matter. We are all Americans, and today we all bleed the same blood. We all pray to the same Father, and we all celebrate a freedom that has been won for us, earned for us, thanks to our veterans who have served. I end with a prayer for America, and that prayer is that we will hold truth to all of those truths that have been self-evident, that we are all created equal in God's sight, and that we all are endowed with inalienable rights. And we do live in a time where there is still work to be done to bring justice into this beautiful land we call America. And my prayer is, again, that we will hold true to those truths, and that we will, in our lifetime, be a part of that solution in honoring them in the best way we can, and that is by standing for freedom. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'm going to invite the parade committee to come as we prepare for the unveiling. And all of those who participated on today's program, if you would come. Mr. Powers, Mr. Theris. I don't? Wow, that'll work. Can you give us a hand in cutting this? Okay. Mr. Powers? And is James Theris still around? Theris.
And
Oh,
any
okay.
veterans who would like to be up here
Yes,
with us,
yes.
please come forward. Any veterans, any who currently serve, any who have served, please come stand with us.
I'm doing good.
Yes, yes, please, please. Yes. You got it. Thank God for the tall. Okay, come around so we can see you. Okay. Okay. All right, photographers, can you see everybody? Okay, I'm going to ask the taller people to stand in the back and the shorter ones in the front, just so that we don't. Mr. Morgan, we're going to push you up front. Okay. Thank you. All right. What camera are we looking at first? Raise your hand if we're looking at. Okay, Democrat. Okay, we're looking at her first.
Let's join together. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America,
Home